We should be able to cook here.
Everything's going pretty well so far. That turned out good, if I do say so myself. After mastering countless recipes and gathering enough ingredients to last a lifetime, I finally cooked my greatest, grandest masterpiece! Mabo Curry! This is a specially made, one-of-a-kind batch. It contains only the best combination of spices, chosen after a lot of trial and error.
Spices.
I think I'll have some later after everyone else. I'm not that hungry right now.
You sure?
It does smell pretty tasty now that you mention it.
The heat from the spices is intense, but not persistent, so it's easy to go back for seconds.
You're making a good case for your curry, Alphen. What the hell? Serve me up!
Oh wow, this is actually good.
To be honest, I'm a little scared how my stomach will handle all these spices later. But they really do bring out the flavor.
Indeed. The spiciness has been so finely tuned. Why, I dare say you've made true art, Alphen.
Right? I knew you guys would like it.
Like it? I love it! This is delicious, man!
Law, really? Don't talk with your mouth full.
There's plenty for everyone, so eat as much as you like. Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Thinking some more about how to realize your ideals?
No. Actually, I've been trying not to obsess about it as much as before. I find when I think too much about my ideals, I get hung up on the reality of things and lose sight of what's really important. I know what it's like to go hungry, to lose your family. That should be reason enough to fight for a better society, so nobody else has to. Sorry about that.
Even thinking about things will make you hungry after a while. You wait here. I'll go whip something up for you.
Thanks for the food.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Just impressed at how good of a cook you've become.
Well, we've been on this journey for a while now, so I've had more than a few opportunities to hone my skills.
Yeah, and now I have a good meal in me. There's a simple kind of happiness that comes with that, you know? One that's more powerful and convincing than complicated logic can be.
That reminds me of something Law said, about how talking too much doesn't put food in people's stomachs.
That sounds like Law. But it's true nonetheless. When you get down to it, all you really need is enough food to keep you full and to be surrounded by people you love. Everything else comes second.
Speaking of people you love, I haven't heard you talk about Miguel much lately.
Wow, okay. Way to make me feel like the worst sister ever. But you're right, I haven't. If I'm honest, I think it's because I finally found other people I love just as much. Whatever kind of society we end up having after this, it needs to be a place where I know you all can be happy. That's my starting point for now. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renis Alma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
You got
I've been doing really great lately.
Wow! You've got to be lucky to find this stuff.
Indeed. I can tell it's quite the find.
They really made us work for that one.
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. I still got a ways to go.
My word, this must be the work of Providence.
Proba what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though. Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I won't forgive you!
Damn it!
Let the marksman handle this.
Thunder! Thunder Fang!
Chain between heaven
No!
and earth.
Get!
I can shatter any speed!
Burn in hell! We've got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Piercing between heaven and earth.
No escape!
Thunder!
You're finished!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that.
Take this! No escape! Lunar Rondo!
Hold on to your art. Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Like more!
Heaven and earth.
Struck!
A wailing lightning.
Take this!
Tornado drive.
Art shield. Healing circle.
Thunder! Okay, here I go!
Be careful not to overdo
Here
it.
I go! I'm sorry. I'll do better. Lunar Rondo!
Chain between heaven and earth.
Mirage!
In a bind?
Lightning.
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there was improvement.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Do it! Law!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Illuminate the dark!
You're mine! Rising Light!
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push!
Let's do this together, Alvin. Do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin.
It's not more sucrose?
Keep calm and take them down.
Mirage!
This one's mine. Rain down and purify all!
Thunder Fang!
Water,
Thunder!
hear my call. Streams.
I can carve through armor!
Double Demon Fang! You're mine! Struck! Lunar Rondo!
Do it!
In the soil.
Do it!
All yours, Kisara.
More
Here I
everlasting
come!
darkness! It's time!
Where are you going?
Mirage! Double Demon Fang!
Take this!
Thunder!
Water, hear my call.
On your knees.
Burn in hell!
Red! Glacial spear, pierce evil.
Double Demon
Will
Fang!
this help?
They smite with
Double Demon Fang!
Healing circle. Away. Hit.
Double Demon Fang!
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
A wailing
Rising Light!
anything in armor is all more!
Here I come!
Who wants to die next? Thunderblade! She must handle. Up and in.
Rising Wyvern!
Free Blinker.
Mirage!
By the power of flame.
Double Demon!
We're out of the way. Armin,
Thunder!
Bloody
Take this!
lightning orb. Up and in. Do it.
Double me! In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
I can handle it.
Double Demon Fang!
Florida. Rain down and purify
We did it!
all.
Take
Reinforce.
this!
Now or never.
Don't
Mirage!
mind if I do.
Take this!
Glacial
You're
spear.
mine!
Pierce evil.
I'm not done!
Free Blinker. I'm never fit. Holy glimmer. Far
Double
beyond the
Demon
darkest
Fang!
sky. I call upon
Double
thee.
Demon Fang! Eat dirt!
I'll face you!
By the power of
Thunder!
flame. Finish without shooting star. A chain between heaven and earth.
Attack time!
A wailing fancy of lightning. Radiant flood.
Double Demon Fang!
I'm
ready! Rising Light!
Glacial spear.
Your actual arts are truly incredible.
Every little bit helps, right?
Indeed it does. I'll keep pushing to be better as well.
Let them all
I'm not
handle
done!
this.
Rhapsody of darkness!
Here I come! No escape!
More? All yours, Kisara.
Not a chance! No escape!
I'm
not done!
Lightning! Lightning never missed!
You can't lay a finger on me!
I prefer it that way. What about you?
Just watch and see!
Turning you
You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
I never fit! A wailing fancy of lightning!
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Ready? I'm ready!
Xion! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Illuminate
with
the
me.
hear my call! Holy glimmer!
Lunar Rondo!
I'm ready! Take
doing really great lately.
That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had.
Don't get careless.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
That'll teach us for getting cocky. That'll teach us for getting cocky.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Xion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn. I can feel my precision improving.
These bad guys really don't mess around.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had. Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Everyone's still in one piece?
We can really make weapons with this?
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?
The heavens must be smiling.
This'll make us even more formidable.
Everyone's still in one piece?
And thus our strength yet grows.
I think we're about to be real lucky!
Oh, this looks nice and tough.